All right, my thought of the week here. What a crazy week this has been. And I feel like that's not the first time I've said this. So, as you guys know, Sophie, she has disc disease, severe disc disease. And I hate even saying the word severe with it. That's what they diagnosed it as. And it is what she has. And I didn't realize, it'll be 3 years in February. So we're a little over 2.5 years that this whole process started when her disc started rupturing randomly at 2 years old, a little over 2 years old. And it was all her back disc. One would rupture. She was paralyzed the first time. We had to teach her to walk again. It was really stressful. I've talked about it time and time again. I stopped all my appearances. Had to stop altogether. So it was a blessing as far as for me and my health, because it stopped me doing the things that I needed to stop that my doctors told me to stop. But my poor little baby, she's just, the sweetest, little most innocent dog in the world. And it was so crazy to me that I had all my health issues with my back and my shoulder, but in particular this case, my back. And then so does my dog. Like it's crazy, but she never would whine, but she obviously was in tremendous pain. And when the disc rupture, it's a very stressful situation, and like the specialty center I have to take her to is a good anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes away from my house, all the way on the other side of town. It's the only surgery center like for this particular thing for dogs with the MRI machine. And again, Trupanion has been absolutely amazing with the pet insurance, so I always will put them over. If you have a pet, look into getting pet insurance, even if it's not Trupanion. That's just the one I use. That they've been great with this. But she, all her back disc ruptured. So she had 7 that ruptured, 7 surgeries. She was paralyzed twice. The last one, the 8th one that ruptured, she had the same symptoms initially, like shaking, weak, distressed. Get her all the way to the center, and it was like a miracle had happened. She was completely better. And in which they said it just appeared that it didn't bruise the spinal cord at all, because the other ones bruised the spinal cord, which is why you have to have the surgery to clean out all the disc matter. But if it doesn't bruise the spinal cord, they don't have to have the surgery. So we didn't have to do anything. I switched her to real food, which is a lot more expensive, but it doesn't matter because I need to do whatever I can to try to improve this situation, to at least slow it down. Because and in all reality, it's not going away. It's just a matter of she lives a very conservative life. I keep them in crates when I'm not home, or the mother watches them. And I have to watch them when luckily I'm able to work and do everything from home outside of when I have to leave and do things. But like they're not allowed to play outside of if I'm right there watching them, and they got to be very careful though. So anyways, she's gone. We've gone a long time without anything happening. All her back disc ruptured, and they said, sorry, I was just taking a look at the time on this. I'm making sure I'm recording. All this time went by, and I go, all her back disc had ruptured, and they said the upper disc in her back were very rare that those would ever rupture. But again, though, she has severe disc disease, and they say people usually put their dogs down after 1 or 2, financially, and because a lot of people also though work and don't have the time. So even if it's not a financial issue, it's an issue of, if I was gone wrestling all the time and had nobody to take care of them, even if I would have to hire somebody. But luckily, if I was in that position, I would have options. But a lot of people don't, so they have to put their dogs down. And I just luckily was able to just, don't get me wrong, it's been extremely difficult. But I can't do it because like she just recovers quick, and like I love her more than anything. So the other day, we get all this time, she starts sneezing, and I don't know why she was sneezing. And because she doesn't sneeze. And she's just throwing these sneezing fits, so we had to give her a Benadryl, and she calmed down. I leave, I have to go do my stuff. I'm actually in the middle of recording a video for Ryback TV, and I get a call from my mother freaking out that Sophie won't get up. She's not like being responsive to her. She's just lying there, and it wasn't good. So I instantly stop everything. I come racing home. As soon as I see her, I already know she's shaking, and I just go, shit. Here we go again. But in my head, I'm like, what's going on? Because all her back disc had ruptured. And they all ruptured completely from what I was told, where there was no other disc matter left. So I'm like, couldn't it have been a back disc? And sure enough, I call the specialty center. I rush her all the way across town. Get her there. Luckily, kind of like the last one, but not like the last one, she was able to walk for them, and she showed no neurological signs of weakness, which is the big deal, because if she does, she would have stayed there and then had to scheduled for the MRI and then another surgery. But the doctor told me that it was definitely her neck, upper back. It's like he said her neck was really stiff, and by the time we got there, her shaking had subsided, which is usually when a disc first ruptures, her body goes into it shakes really, really bad. It's really scary, actually, and I've just dealt with it so much. I'm used to it with her now, even though it's still not easy to see with her like that. And she's just such a little trooper, but she was different on this one because this was new to her. It wasn't a back disc. And what happened, this is just what I think, is from the sneezing at some point, a disc ruptured either in her neck or her upper back close to her neck. And we don't know the one because she hasn't had an MRI. And they said, though, we got her on medicine. They gave her some good stuff to last a little over 24 hours. And then we got the oral pain medication that she'll stay on. And so what we need to do with her, as you say, the prognosis, the diagnosis with her is 3 to 4 weeks of no activity and on her pain medicine and a lot of rest. Which she can walk, though she doesn't like to a lot. She will. She'll come walk to eat. She'll walk with her leash. I got to take her out on a leash again so she doesn't go attempting to run, even though she can't. She's clearly in a lot of pain on this because she's had a lot of tears come out of her eyes, but she doesn't whine. So that's how I know. And she's really depressed now, because she knows, like, she's been through this, and this one though is just different, and it scares me because now we're dealing with her upper disc, her neck, and we're dealing with, her whole backside, her discs are all gone. But she walks, she's a little wobbly here and there, but she does amazing. But it leads me to my thought of the week, where I just we got to be grateful for each and every day. And it's something, I tell myself she's going to live a long, healthy life. The last, going on it's over 2.5 years, her quality of life is great still. She goes for walks every night. She gets babied. If you guys have ever seen, her and little guy are spoiled. They live a good life. But they want to be dogs, and little guy gets sad. They want to play. They want to run around. They can't do what they used to do. Little guy can play, and I could do some stuff with him. But Sophie, we've got to be careful because Sophie gets upset and sad, and she wants to run and play. And she's a dog. She doesn't know. She doesn't know when she's feeling good again that she's going to get hurt again. So it's up to me. I have to be very conservative with her. But every moment I get with her, I'm very thankful, because this period, as crazy as it's been for me and as many downs as there's been so many great positive things that have happened that I'm going to look back on, and I already know now, that are going to be instrumental in my life moving forward. And I just realized my Feed Me More Nutrition, my front TV is not on, but I always have the logo on the front one there. I didn't turn it on. But she, just every moment I get with her, I'm thankful, because it's just like, it's just being aware. I just try to be more, just every little moment, just take it in. And not to say we all do, we do, but sometimes it's easy to take things for granted. And, it's just like that call, when that happened, I'm like, is this it? And did I, it's scary. She's such a good dog. So we gotta, it bums me out, because I just want her to be better, and I don't know, because what the disc disease, her discs are dehydrated. There's just it dehydrates the disc. So now the upper ones are now not off limits. There's a lot of upper disc, so it's like, how long? I don't know. Do we go another year and she's fine? That's a little more where it's not quite as crazy, at least, even though that's crazy still, because look, we're at number 9 for a dog that's getting ready to turn 5 on Halloween, but she's not suffering or anything of that nature. Now she's in pain right now, and because it just happened, but she recovers quick, and then when she recovers, she's fine. So it's a real conflict tonight now, but for me, I have to be aware, if there comes a point where I see that her quality of life is being sacrificed and she's just not happy, even though we give her so much love, if I think that and the medicine can't keep her pain-free, you know what I mean? Then I got to realistically have another conversation with myself. And it's not like having a conversation when a dog's old and they have cancer and you just know, and I've been through that. Or when a dog's really old and they're getting the health complications, and if it requires a massive surgery and they're 12 or 13 years old, and the surgery is it's not going to be easy to recover from. That's which I've been through that, where, the doctors tell you, we advise you, it's probably not in the dog's best interest to try to keep them alive, and you got to look at that information, and everyone reacts differently to that, but you try not to do it selfishly. So, but just be appreciative. And this is not me telling you to be appreciative. We just in general, thinking out loud, just being appreciative of every good moment that we have, and that, whether it's, she's sleeping, I love it when she sleeps in bed at night. She's just a little angel. And I was like, man, is that it? So it's an eye-opener for me, because I thought we were in the clear, and clearly we're not. So, but thank you for everybody, for social media, for all the well wishes. She is a little trooper. And I have no doubt she's going to bounce back from this one. She's seen me do it, and I've seen her do it, so we kind of feed off each other in that regard. And I'm pulling for my little baby. But that's my thought of the week. Thank you guys very much for watching this clip. And to watch full episodes of the Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report and conversation with the big guy Ryback, subscribe to patreon.com/Ryback for exclusive videos of both shows. And always remember, feed me more.